Yeah, what's good, folks? Thank you for joining us for our second session of the day. UTR presents House of the Podcast. Yes, folks, we are back to talk some fucking dragons. It's
Yeah.
me, your boy, Warhawk Tanzania. This name goes across all boards. It can go across all boards. For every show that we're talking about, this name fits whatever title, whatever show we're talking about. Whether it be wrestling, there could be a wrestler named Warhawk Tanzania. There could be vampires, there could definitely be a vampire named Warhawk Tanzania. And dragons, definitely somebody from Dragons named Warhawk Tanzania. Thank you for joining us, folks. Joining me to my, it would appear to be my left over here.
Yep.
My left. Lord Jones, ruler of House Houday. Welcome, dear sir.
This is I, ruler of House Houday, Lord Jones. Thank you, sir. Warhawk Tenza Negro. Thank you. Thank you. We have now embarked on a journey from when we've left the Le Freaking Vampires to now. We are here today to talk about some dragons. We're here to talk about some
dragons.
Some vicious ass dragons.
Pretty much. So, folks, this episode that we are talking about. We are going to do a quick little overview of season 1 real quick, and then get right into the first episode of season 2. Season 1 was full of action, full of drama, full of oh shit moments, full of goddamn, full of oh shit, full of oh, I don't think that was supposed to happen. Pretty much the story of House of Dragons, of course, is the legendary story of the Targaryen family. Of course, if you watch Game of Thrones, the Targaryen family is the blonde hairs, the blonde hair family. You know, the ones who have the lineage all the way back to actually having dragons and things of that nature. So, Lord Viserys Targaryen was in charge of the Seven Kingdoms. Of course, he had children. He had a daughter named Rhaenyra. He never had any sons. Well, he later did have sons. But technically, those sons, he had sons with Rhaenyra's best friend, which was a whole nother freaky ass situation. He had sons with Rhaenyra's best friend, so Rhaenyra, of course, wants to have her sons on the throne. Rhaenyra wants to be on the throne, and of course, the sons want to be on the throne. So now, pretty much, what has happened is a house and a kingdom divided, where some people are loyal to Princess Rhaenyra, and some people are loyal to Prince Aemon. Now, technically, if you want to go by who should be in charge, if you're going by oldest, then of course Rhaenyra. If you're going by tradition of first boy, then of course Aemon should be. Aemon. Is it? No. Aemon is the crazy one-eye. Aegon. That's what I'm thinking of. Aegon. Aemon's crazy one-eye. Crazy one-eye. Speaking of crazy one-eye, the reason I call him crazy one-eye is because, of course, he has one eyeball, which was taken out by one of Rhaenyra's sons, his cousin / stepbrother. No, cousin. Yeah, cousin. No, cousin. No, uncle.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's kids are his nephews. So yeah, Viserys's Aemon One Eye is the uncle, and Rhaenyra's kids is his nephews, right? Mm-hmm. So as we get into that, Aemon lost his eye during a scuffle between them. He got his eye stabbed out. Now, that of course made him bitter, angry, made him pretty much a young, ruthless version of Daemon. Daemon, of course, was Viserys' brother, who never wanted the title of being a king or anything like that, just wanted to live his life and kill as he wanted to and needed to. Live his life with his hookers at first, but then he fell in love. Had children, then wound up falling. His wife dies, then he winds up falling in love with his niece, which is Rhaenyra, marrying her, having children with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah, and what happened between uncle and nephew essentially divides the family.
Pretty much. And the main thing about what's really causing the new war, besides who should be the rightful person on the throne, is Aemon's dragon ate Rhaenyra's son. Ate him and his dragon.
Yeah.
And that's where we left off at the end of season 1. So I very much summed up season 1 in 7 minutes, which is fucking ridiculous considering the fact of all the drama that there is, considering the fact that we have queens who are still having sex with their baby daddies, who is now their number one security guard.
We saw actual beheading.
We saw a beheading. There's a freaky dude that likes to smell queen's feet and get his rocks off as long as he can get protection. As long as he can smell, he just want to smell some feet. Yeah, there's a lot that's going on, and I summed it up in like 7 minutes. Trust me, there's a lot more. But I did a quick overview. The episode 1, you see also the return of a main character who everyone presumed dead, Corlys.
Mm-hmm.
Corlys and his family, how can I say this? Black people with blonde dreads.
Yeah.
That's the best way to say it. Brothers with the brothers with the blonde dreads.
Mm-hmm.
They run the oceans. They have the biggest fleet of boats, and they run the oceans. They have aligned themselves with Princess Rhaenyra. And Corlys had assumed to have been dead, concerning the fact that his ass got stabbed up and tossed overboard. We thought his ass was in the sea. Nope. Corlys has survived. He is now walking about, and he comes upon the man who saved his life. And it was a very weird interaction for somebody who saved your life.
Right.
Like it was almost like, why was this particular scene here? Like, it's like he was like trying to thank him, but like it was difficult for him to thank him, and the other guy was like difficult for him to accept the thanking. Like, what was the? Did I miss something? I didn't get that. Like, well, did you know something? Is there what's this episode? Like I told Mike, there was a lot of talking, a lot more talking than action. This particular episode, so there was a lot of information, and you had to watch the episode at least twice to catch every piece of information. And I did as well, and I did that. But I'm still feel like I'm missing something. Like, is there a backstory why it was so difficult for one man to apologize and one man to like accept the apology? Is it not within Corliss's character to normally like say thank you for something? Was he not supposed to be rescued from being dead?
My interpretation was I thought that Corliss was just so in shock that he is finally encountered Alan, which we found out that's his name. He finally encounters Alan, and he really doesn't know how to thank him because he's so in shock that he's finally interacting with this man who saved his life. Because to what you brought up earlier, everybody thought that Corliss was dead. We thought he was dead. We didn't know Corliss would show up. And now he was rescued, and then he was rescued. But they didn't give any information as to who rescued him until this episode.
I get it. The whole like I get what you're saying, but it shouldn't be that hard to say, bro, thanks for saving my life. And it shouldn't be that hard for you to go, you're welcome, Captain. Good to see you back.
Well,
and keep it moving.
Well, you gotta
that
think.
interaction was very weird.
I just think that was an interaction between two extremely prideful ass men who aren't good at expressing themselves.
And then you know what? If that's the case, they could have made that scene a lot simpler with a simple head nod towards each other.
The black man head nod.
A simple acknowledgement head nod, just looking at each other dead in the eyes and going, simple as that. The thank you, you're welcome, keep it moving. That particular scene was very odd to me. And it like I said, I watched it a couple of times. Like, am I missing something? Like, this is so, like, I get what you're saying. A proud man who's not used to saying thank you, who's used to shit going his way. I get it. Totally get it. Totally understand it. Totally understand that. But this was weird as shit. It was a weird interaction.
Yeah, so we find out that Corliss, this is our first time seeing Corliss in his new state. He's crippled. We haven't seen Corliss since like maybe the middle of last season.
When his ass got stabbed up and thrown overboard.
Yep. That's the last we saw of Corliss until now. And this episode, it begins with a very familiar scene. A very familiar scene. We start this last week's episode in good old Winterfell.
Huh.
Good old Winterfell.
The North.
We start in the North. We start at the Wall, actually. And what's my man's name? Jaehaerys? What's his name? You got Luke who died. What's the other brother's name?
Yeah, I think it's Jaehaerys.
Jaehaerys. So you have Jaehaerys Valerian. He's at the Wall. And he's basically trying to gain the allegiance of Cregan Stark. Cregan Stark is the Lord of the Night's Watch, and he's pretty much trying to convince. Jaehaerys is just trying to convince him. Listen, we need your allegiance here. We're at war. Can you help us? And
as he's sitting there talking to him, my man Stark says, listen, my people are up here for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
I think we just talking about, keeping the winter out or whatever the case may be. He said, you think that my ancestors built a 400-foot tall wall to keep out man?
And then he asks, Well, what are you keeping out? Death.
Right.
That's what we're keeping out. Death.
Goddamn death walkers.
And the immortalized 3 words that was said back in the original Game of Thrones is said here. Winter is coming.
And they've been saying that shit for the longest. Because remember, this House of the Dragon is based, 500 years before Game of Thrones?
It's 200 years before Game of Thrones.
200. So they've been talking about this winter is coming for fucking at least not even 200. Because you figure that wall's been up there for at least 100 years already.
Yeah.
So at least 300
years.
For some shit that we found out this motherfucker caused.
Yep. So it was just very telling that we begin season 2 in Winterfell at the Night's Watch. It's just very telling.
And during his time there trying to convince Lord Stark, Lord Stark says, you know what, I have a couple of graybeards that have seen one too many winters. So basically, my man Jaceres, that's what
Jaceres. That's Jaceres. Yeah, Lucerys and Jaceres. Yep, there we go.
Jaceres says, oh, so basically you're giving me your old timers.
Yeah.
And basically he's like, oh, you're giving me your old dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And my man Stark hit him with the, my old dudes will take out any of your fucking young dudes you got right now, so don't play.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want them or not? So he was like, of course we'll take them. And as they're doing this, a raven comes in, and this is where Jaceres learns of his brother's death.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard because your man Stark is looking at it like, I don't know how to tell you this, bro, but you might want to read this shit for yourself.
Right.
That's pretty much how he hit him with it, yo. Like, you might want to read this one for yourself, bro, because you
may want to go home.
Right. I think your mom needs you.
Yeah.
I think your mom needs you.
You may want to go home, bro. You have our leads, you have our gray beards, but you got more important business to attend to right now.
Right. Like, bro, you damn. Like that's terrible. Your man Stark hit him with the check this out. You sure you don't want to go home? I'm gonna give you about a couple of hundred. All right, go ahead. We good. We squash. We good. Go ahead. Go home. Go ahead. Go home. I'm gonna call you, right, bro? I'm gonna call you. No matter of fact, you call me when you good, because I know you got some shit going down. Call me when you ready. I'm gonna send my niggas and we good. But hop on your dragon and skedaddle, my niggas.
Head back south.
Right. Skedaddle,
so we find out that they're going to get 2,000 men from the Night's Watch, including a lot of graybeards. Get 2,000 men. And the next scene shows, and we see Princess Rhaenys, the wife of Corlys. She returns on her dragon.
She's been patrolling the coast.
Yep.
She's been patrolling to, see if she sees Princess Rhaenyra, because Princess Rhaenyra has pretty much, as Princess Rhaenys says, she's a mother that's been told by a raven that her son is dead.
Yeah.
So Princess Rhaenyra is out there pretty much searching for her son, any pieces of her son that she can find, anything to get closure. And she's been, so Princess Rhaenyra has been pretty much doing security around 100 miles of coastline. You know what I mean? Making sure that, the high towers aren't trying to, do an attack or anything like that, making sure that, she does see Princess Rhaenyra, like she's out there patrolling. So she comes back, like you said, and she comes back to Daemon, who has been leading while Princess Rhaenyra has been gone. And he tells her, get back up on your he's like, get back up on your dragon, we fly out, we're gonna fly to King's Landing, we're gonna get some killing going.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, by whose order? The queen? And he's like, our queen ain't here. And she's like, well, she pretty much tells Daemon, well, motherfucker, her kid died.
Exactly.
Give her time to grieve, nigga.
Like
That's pretty much what she hit him with. Like she pretty much hit him with the, yo, her kid died. Do you expect her to be all right now, bro?
Exactly. Like she needs that closure.
Right. And then she reminds Daemon that Daemon's wife was actually Rhaenyra's daughter, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And she reminds him that she found out by Raven as well that her daughter died. And that was the love of Daemon's life. Daemon had given up fighting, hoes, and everything for that girl.
Yeah.
Like he was going to be just a pure diplomat and do his duty for that woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Oh, thank God it's raining outside. Yes, cool us down. I'm sorry.
Hey, I need him to come this way. Shit.
Cool us down. Cool us down.
It's a fucking sauna outside.
Nah, oh shit. Nah, it's kind of bad out. Wait a minute. I didn't want it to do a tornado now. Hold on.
Yeah, y'all keep that shit.
I just wanted a little drizzle. Hold up now. Folks, if the show cuts out, that means I lost power in this motherfucker. But so she pretty much tells Daemon, like, yo, you got to give this woman time. You got to give her time to, find her. Yeah, you heard that shit, right?
God damn.
Right.
How fitting. We have a rumble of thunder while we're talking about some goddamn dragons.
Because that's when what you call it, ass got ate in the middle of a damn storm by the goddamn dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So Daemon is still like, yeah, I understand that, but we still got a kingdom to run. So as he's saying that, we cut to Rhaenyra, and she's flying around. She looks disheveled. You could tell she hasn't slept in days. You can tell she's been just searching for answers with everything. And lo and behold, she sees a little boating village off the coast. And what do they find? The fucking dragon. The goddamn leftover piece that Aemon dragon didn't eat. And what does it have on there? It has her son's cloak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lord, the cry that came out that woman, you felt it with every piece of your damn soul, boy.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
You felt that with every piece of your soul. Like,
yeah. And it was one thing for her. Obviously, it's fucked up that she found out about this via Raven.
Right.
But now to actually fly to the site where you see the remainings of your son and his dragon.
And the thing about it is there are no remainings of your son. There are only remainings of his dragon's wing. Yeah,
I'm speaking of the cloak.
Right, that's it. You got his nigga's t-shirt.
Exactly. Yeah, his body's gone. It was devoured. at one chomp. Okay, he has been he has been decomposed in Vagar's stomach.
Pretty much. That nigga was a chip.
and and to see this finally in person, like you said, you talk about PTSD, trauma, just anguish.
Listen, that woman, oh, that cry. That cry.
Yeah,
Like you felt that. Like
yeah.
you felt that. She's hurting. She was hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Um the one thing that arises that is very peculiar is a uncommon an unlikely collusion and union of sort between Sir Christian Cole and Aemon.
Yeah.
That is a very, very, very unusual tandem there that you would not expect to team up.
Yeah. But you know what? It makes sense. Because those two, they're pretty much the outcast of King's Landing.
And also, those two only care about their mom, the Princess Hightower.
Yeah.
They only really care about, because remember, Sir Christian Cole technically is what you call it, one of the Hightower's kids, daddy. No, Rhaenyra's. I'm sorry. Is it Rhaenyra's? No. So Christian Cole's been fucking Allison for the longest.
Yeah. And mind you, just going back to season 1, he was madly in love with Rhaenyra. Mm-hmm. This the same motherfucker that told Rhaenyra to abandon her throne, live a nomadic life, and sell oranges.
That ain't happening. That's how
pussy whip he was.
That ain't happening. Mm-mm. That ain't happening.
Mm-mm. So yeah, we have Christian Cole and Aemon teaming up, basically plotting their own scheme. And guess who comes in right on cue? Fucking Otto Hightower.
Mm-hmm. That's because they both seem to think that Otto's goal is for him to become king. Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep Otto from being able to make so many choices, and they're also trying to keep him from being the hand of the king. Mm-hmm. They want to get him out of his position back.
Because you see at the council meeting, we see Aegon has his own ambition. He's just like, look, we got these dragons. My dragons are bigger. Let's just go over here and just fuck shit up. End this for all. And Otto was basically saying, no, slow down. We have to take our time with this. Mm-hmm. Like everything that Aegon wants to do is met with a retort from Otto. Because mind you, Otto was the hand to King Viserys. Mm-hmm. And he was also hand of the king prior.
So Otto's been the hand of 3 kings.
So he's been the hand of 3 kings now. So if anybody is that there's not nobody that's more ambitious to rule than Otto Hightower.
But at the same time, being the king has a lot that comes with it. But I don't know if I wouldn't rather be the hand. And if you're the hand for 3 different kings, if people don't think that you're calling the shots by now, mm-hmm. Like you're definitely making decisions for the
Yeah.
king that the king doesn't feel is necessary for him to do. You're
Yeah.
really the one making all the major decisions.
You're literally the king's right-hand man.
You're making all the decisions.
And the king is going to go, especially if the king has a lot of apprehension, the king is going to go with mostly with what the hand says, especially when it comes to major decisions. The king makes most of his decisions based off what the hand says. Because the hand is his special counsel. The hand is his consultant.
The hand is his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's his hand.
So Otto maybe chill in his role. I think at one point he may have had ambition to be king, but I think he finally settled on the fact that I can get more done with my grandson being king and me being able to tell my grandson what to do.
Well, I know we were jumping ahead a little bit, but it all ties into the conversation between Allison and Otto. She said, "We will mind Aegon, basically until we get what we need accomplished." So they're plotting on Aegon. I think that Otto really wants to be king. I think that's his ambition. That's been his ambition since the beginning of the series. He wants to be king.
I think Allison wants to be queen.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And Otto will be her hand.
I think it's gotten to the point now where Allison just wants that queen status. And you know, she had it for a little bit until Aegon got of age.
That's true. Yeah.
She had it for a while, and she liked that power.
Yeah, but you could clearly see that even though they're on the same side, there's plotting going on within that side. There's a lot of fuckery going on within Team Green.
There's a lot of fuckery going on within every team on this fucking.
Yeah. Because Damon, because Damon had made his moves.
Speaking of Damon and his moves, an old friend of Damon's pops on up. His old main squeeze.
The white worm.
Found out she been out here giving out info. Like, I thought you was gone, ho. He told you to leave the land. He told you leave the land. And you still around? Like, what the hell? And just like that, it's hot again.
Oh, before we get there, before we continue with her. So Sir Foot Fetish.
Sir Strong. Lord Strong.
Sir Lord Strong, a.k.a. Lord Foot Fetish.
Lord Freaky Toes.
He finds himself amidst a conversation with Aegon. Pretty much, in so many words, telling Aegon, just watch your back. Watch your back. Because the thing about Lord Loras, Lord Foot Fetish, is that he hears every fucking thing that goes on in King's Landing.
He's the original Lord Viserys. Lord,
Lord Baelish.
Yes.
He's the original Littlefinger. He's Little Toes.
He's Freaky Toes.
Freaky Toes.
Mr. Freaky Toes, man.
So he hears everything. He's hearing everything. And of course, the one person that would know about Otto's plans, Otto's history, would be him. And he's basically telling Aegon the ambitions of his grandsire.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that just adds on to the fuckery going on in that particular side of things. Now we get back to the white worm. And to what Kenny is saying has said, she's just basically just been feeding information along. She has no loyalty to the high towers. Then you think about it, Damon was smashing them, but she had no loyalty to Damon neither.
Not
The
at all.
only loyalty that she's had to has been herself.
That's about it.
So she's fed the high towers information, and Damon pretty much holds her captive.
Pretty much told her she's to be treated as the enemy of the king.
Mm-hmm. We treat her as a traitor.
So basically, she about to die, nigga. Speaking of somebody dying, wow, folks. Now that Princess Rhaenyra has found her peace and her closure, she comes back. As Damon was getting ready to finally go out and be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna do some killing on my own. Fuck this bullshit. Damon was getting ready to go. And she comes back. And the first thing she says to him is, I want a mom. She wants blood.
Her only line in the entire episode, I want Aemon Targaryen.
That's a powerful one line to have if you're gonna have one line. Like shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you only gonna say one thing
line in the episode.
And
So now the table is set on what she wants, her ambition. She wants this nigga dead.
She wants a son for a son.
A son for a son.
Now, after she said she's one Aegon Targaryen, our boy Viserys comes home. And he's trying to give his mother an update on what has gone on his visit to the north, because remember, his duty was to go to the north to get the Starks, to come over with him. And as he's giving the report, your man is breaking down. He's breaking down. He's trying his best not to cry, but his baby brother is gone. His baby brother is dead. And his mom opens her arms. And all the big prince, the one who rides the dragons, all that's in him just comes pouring out. That boy is hurt. That boy is hurting. Mm-hmm. His little brother is gone. He breaks down crying right in her arms. And the next scene we have is the actual funeral. Something that they didn't do the entire time yet. Till she was ready to do it, till she was ready to mourn. And that was a very, very sad moment. I'm not gonna lie. Very, very sad. Very, very sad.
Yeah. And just funerals in those days was pretty much just a cremation.
Yeah, but pretty much.
At this point, like we mentioned earlier, the boy's body is gone.
Right. So they were just pretty much burning the motherfucking
burned his cloak.
Right, that's about it.
That was
That's
the only
about
thing left of him was his cloak.
Mm-hmm. So now the agenda has been set. She wants a son for her son. So now we see Damon talking to a gentleman who has access back and forth in and out the castle and in and out of King's Landing whenever he feels, because he's there to deal with the rat problem. And during this time, he incorporates the help of one of Damon's closest guards. And these gentlemen are able to go all the way up into the castle. Right? Now, they get to a certain level in the castle, and Big Dude is like, "What's up here?" And the swamp rat guy goes, "It's part of the castle. I ain't allowed it. They're gonna ask questions if they see me up here." And he was like, "The orders were a son for a son." So he's like, "Fine." So as he's walking over there, he kicks the fucking dog. What the fuck did the dog do to deserve a fucking kick? What the fuck did the dog do? Just kick the fucking dog for no fucking reason. Belted this nigga. One good did. Like, what the shit? I could never.
At first, I thought the dog was there to be a sacrifice. I was about to say, "Oh no, the dog about to get got." Oh God, no!
Just kick this nigga hard for no reason. I could never. As a dog owner now, I am very appalled at that. Just kick this nigga for no reason.
Me and Raven had the same thought. It was like, why kick the damn dog for? The fuck did the dog do?
So they get to the castle and they end up in the room of Aegon Targaryen's wife and the kids and his kids. Now, mind you, he has it's a pair of twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Pair of twins. And they go to the wife and they go, "Which one's the boy?" She thinks for a second. She points down to one of the kids. So he goes, "Oh, she's faking us out. She would never give us the boy. Is that one?" Then the swamp rat dude looks at her and goes, "No, she's telling the truth. That's the boy." And the next thing you know, we hear, "Sleep!" Knife come out, and we hear that knife going through. We hear that knife going through that child's body. And she picked up her daughter and ran right into Queen Alicent Hightower's room and said, "They killed the boy." And for some, it's almost like she had a sigh of relief, almost. Because remember, she was not very keen and fond of marrying Aegon to begin with. She was not keen on sex with him, nor was she keen on having babies with him. Remember that. So it's almost like maybe she did that to. Did she want to stop the family pattern?
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm glad you mentioned. I'm glad you asked that because during that whole interaction, I'm thinking like she must hate Aegon.
Right.
Like she must hate this motherfucker.
Like, right, to get rid of his heir, because that's going to be the next king. Like, to
Mm-hmm.
get rid of his heir, like she genuinely. So, all right, I wasn't alone in thinking like she was almost like, yeah, that's
Because you saw earlier in the episode when he went to get Jaehaerys, you could just see the how annoyed she was at him
mm-hmm,
because Aegon, he's a dickhead.
mm-hmm,
He's young, he's arrogant, he's the king. Total dickhead.
right. He was the nigga pissing off the side of the roof, side of the building
Mm-hmm.
in season 1.
He's the motherfucker that asked Tywin Lannister, the master of coin, to be his son's steed. And I said, what do you know? A Lannister being asked to be an ass.
Hell, what on some what? In all fairness, that little fucking kid was being annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Being annoying as shit, fucking with him, and he was just sitting there laughing at it. Like, is the future king, is the future heir annoying you? No, yeah. But if he could sit his little ass down, that'd be much appreciated.
Well, the future heir would like a pony ride.
Grown ass man, pretty much stopped the whole meeting so this nigga can give it. Yo, go get my son a pony ride, bitch. You want to fucking complain? Get my son a fucking pony ride.
The master of coin is being reduced to being a steed. I kind of wish they would have had him give him a pony back ride for a few seconds. Would have laughed my fucking ass off.
That'd have been hilarious. Well, you know what though? Lannisters have been getting played low key.
Mm-hmm.
Here, they haven't made it big yet.
Yeah.
Cause remember in season 1 when Jaime Lannister tried to like seduce this chick so that way he could be her man, she was like, "No, thank you, cornball."
Yep. Yep.
So the Lannisters have been like cornballs.
Yeah. Like they're a noble family, but they're still looked down upon. It's like, the Lannisters. They're the butt of the jokes. In
Pretty
this
much.
series. They're the butt of the jokes.
Right. They aren't the hard nosed smash mouth Lannisters we all know and love just yet. So, like I said, they wind up killing Aegon's son. Aegon's son, and pretty much this has now started. I guess you could say this is the first official blow in the war. Like the war started once Luke got 8.
Yeah.
Once his little ass got 8, that was like, oh, this is what the beginning of the first official shot.
Yeah, this is the retaliation.
Retaliation. Like, yo, let's go. Here. And this was a cruel one. This was a go for jugular.
This was a fucking child, a toddler, a 4-year-old. Right. This was a 4-year-old getting fucking sliced and diced.
Getting got. So the episode ends pretty much with that.
Yeah. And
we see the previews for next week. And it looked like it's about to be full on World War III in this motherfucker.
This tomorrow night's episode is gonna be gruesome. I'm expecting
a lot of people to get stabbed up.
Oh yeah. I was telling Raven there's gonna be a lot of bloodshed. We're gonna see beheadings. We're gonna see motherfuckers get burnt to a crisp.
Oh yeah.
They set us up last week with a lot of the dialogue and shit like that. Oh, it's going down tomorrow night.
Oh yeah.
It's going down.
Oh yeah. Because now we have bloodshed.
Mm-hmm.
We got blood, folks. Like I like to say when wrestling starts, we got blood. That's when we get in the nitty gritty going on.
We officially have a son for a son.
So now we gonna see, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have one saying, "But that was an accident. They didn't mean for that to happen."
Mm-hmm.
But you did this shit on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be good. This is gonna be good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Cannot fucking wait.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we may have covered some dragons. What do you think?
Oh yeah. Folks, just tune in tomorrow night.
Right.
Woo.
Folks, don't forget you can follow us at facebook.com/Under the Ring Pod and twitch.tv/Under the Ring Pod. And don't forget you can also see us at Linktree/Under the Ring Pod. There you have the man behind the boards, the producer of the shows, Mr. Greg Bush, SK. You got me, Rock Ribs 44, right? Co-host right here, Mr. Fresh Beard Mike, who the ruler of House De Jones. Ruler of House Who Did. Also, the man with the bear in his hand, the captain of the NWO, the right answer, the final Matty, street team captain, Bordiel Maliente, Tito out there doing his thing, and our special correspondent, our boy Justin D. Baxley. Folks, thank you for joining us. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. If you're somewhere hot, stay hydrated and cool as best as you can. Enjoy the weather that you can enjoy, but have fun the rest of the Saturday. And don't forget, you got 2 shows you got to watch tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They come on at the same time. You can do what I do. I watch one show first, and then the other show right after. So you need to pick which one you're going to watch first. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
Have a good one, folks. Enjoy your weekend.